Are you on Team Alex or Team Tommy? After this lesson, you will know. In other words, do you agree more with Alexander Hamilton or Thomas Jefferson? That is the question. I will be able to determine who I agree with more, Hamilton or Jefferson. By the end of this lesson, you will actually make an argument for either Alexander Hamilton, Team Alex, or Thomas Jefferson, Team Tommy. Okay, here we go. Let's start with Team Alex. So the idea of this, some of this is a review, but we're going to go into more detail about some of these things and why you might want to be on Team Alex. So first, Alexander Hamilton believed that there should be a strong federal government, or in other words, a strong national government. He was a federalist. They believed that the federal government needed enough power for different reasons. One, he was afraid of anarchy. He did not want the country to go into anarchy, and anarchy is an absence of government. He wanted the government to have enough power and control. If you think back to Shays' Rebellion, did the federal government have enough power and control? No, they didn't, right? They could not really do much to stop the rebellion. And so part of what the Constitution did is it gave more power to the federal government. And Alexander Hamilton is definitely on that side. Okay, strong federal government. Team Alex also wants rule by the educated and or the wealthy class. So he thought that the people that should govern, that should be in charge in a country, are people that were educated. And typically that meant that they were wealthier. He thought that they would be better leaders, and it was important that someone who is leading our country is educated. Um, Team Alex believed manufacturing was the most important thing in an economy. He thought that being able to have factories and to manufacture things that you can export to other countries was the way to improve an economy. Team Alex thought that we should interpret the Constitution loosely, meaning we don't necessarily need to follow it word for word. We need to try and understand the meaning of it. And it may not say exactly that you can do this thing or that you can't do this thing, but we understand what it meant. So we're going to loosely interpret it, not necessarily follow every letter of the law. Okay, and then we have Team Alex supports Britain. They want an alliance with Britain. They wanted to have a national bank. One of the major parts of Hamilton's plan was a national bank. There were a few reasons for this. They wanted to be able to pay off their debts. They wanted to be able to have a mint where they could coin money. And so there are different reasons why Hamilton wanted a national bank, but it would help facilitate paying off the nation's debts. Tariffs. So he believed in tariffs. One of the ways that they could pay off the debts was to tax imports, which is called a tariff. Imports are goods coming into the country, and this could help pay off the debts. So these are some of the things that Team Alex believed in. Let's shift over now to Team Tommy. Okay, Thomas Jefferson. So one of the things Thomas Jefferson believed in was strong state governments, as opposed to Hamilton, who believed in federal, remember. Thomas Jefferson thought that the states needed to have more power. That anytime you are giving the federal government more power, you're essentially taking away power from the state governments. And the state should have more power because that power is closer to the people, and the states can govern differently because they have different needs and wants in their state. Okay, rule by common people. So as opposed to Hamilton, remember, who wanted educated and wealthy, Team Tommy believes that the common people can rule. Anyone can rule. In fact, we should have people who are common, meaning not necessarily the most educated or wealthy. Okay, they have a say and they can give us different perspective. Team Tommy believed in agriculture. They thought that agriculture was the most important thing. Of course, Thomas Jefferson was from Virginia, where there is a lot of agriculture. And he thought that that was the important thing for the economy, that growing different crops, tobacco, later other crops, cotton, these things are the most important for an economy, as opposed to Hamilton, who believed in manufacturing. Okay, another thing Team Tommy believed in is strictly interpreting the Constitution. This means that if the Constitution does not say you can do that, then you cannot do that. We need to follow the Constitution by the letter of the law and do exactly what it says. And if it doesn't say we can do it, we can't. And that keeps us on the right track and make sure we're not abusing our power. Team Tommy wanted to align themselves or form an alliance with France. They were on France's side. France helped us in the Revolutionary War. We need to help them and form an alliance with them. Team Tommy believed in state banks. So as opposed to a national bank of Hamilton, he thought that the states should have their banks, that the power should be more, again, with the states, and that they should be able to control that money, and the finances should be closer to the people. And finally, Team Tommy believed in free trade, meaning they didn't want tariffs. They wanted people to be able to trade freely. If you put tariffs or a tax on imports, then you're essentially stifling or slowing down trade. And we need to let people trade as they want to trade. And that will help the economy. Okay, there's a brief overview about Team Alex and Team Tommy. Which side are you on?